The only light in Ella's apartment came from her laptop screen. It was 2 a.m. Empty coffee mugs and energy drink cans littered her desk. She was a popular YouTuber known for her creepypasta videos. Tonight, she was editing her latest horror short. A notification popped up in the corner of her screen. A text message. Odd. Ella never received messages at this hour.
Who is this?
She typed, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. The reply came instantly. Ella frowned. How did they know her name? Maybe a subscriber who had somehow found her number. She scrolled through her recent videos, looking for any clues. Nothing. S1 media group, laptop screen with no new messages, close-up of a dark, empty laptop screen at stock at distribute_equally. Hello, Ella.
This isn't funny. Who is this?
Ella typed back, her heart starting to race.
Don't worry.
The message appeared.
We'll meet soon.
A chill ran down Ella's spine. This was no joke. She quickly blocked the number and locked her apartment door, double-checking the deadbolt. Her hand trembled as she picked up her phone and called her best friend Claire.
Hey, you're up late.
Claire answered, her voice thick with sleep.
Claire, someone's messaging me. They know my name. I think they're watching me.
Ella's voice shook. Claire's groggy tone shifted to concern.
Did you block them? Yes, but they sent another message before I could. What did it say?
Ella took a deep breath, trying to recall the message.
It said, "Don't worry, we'll meet soon."
Claire tried to reassure her.
Ella, it's probably just some kids messing around. Don't worry too much about it. But what if it's not?
Look, just try to get some sleep, Claire said, her voice soothing.
We can talk about it in the morning.
Reluctantly, Ella agreed. She hung up and tried to focus on her editing, but the messages lingered in her mind. She kept glancing at her phone, expecting to see another notification pop up. An hour passed, no new messages. Maybe Claire was right. As she was about to close her laptop, a new file appeared in her video editing software. It was titled ella.mp4. Curious, she clicked on it. The video showed her sitting at her desk editing. It was from earlier that night. But something was wrong. In the reflection of her computer screen, she saw a figure standing behind her. A tall, shadowy figure with no discernible features. Ella whipped around, her heart pounding in her chest. There was nothing there. She was alone.
It's just a glitch.
She whispered to herself, trying to rationalize what she had seen. But deep down, a sense of dread crept into her. Ella closed her laptop and turned on all the lights in her apartment. She checked the locks again, her hands shaking. She couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of curtains sent shivers down her spine. Then she heard it, a soft whisper coming from the hallway outside her apartment door. It was faint, almost inaudible, but it was definitely there. Ella froze, her breath catching in her throat. The whispering continued, growing louder, closer. It sounded like her name being called over and over again. Ella grabbed her phone, ready to call 911, but her hand hovered over the screen. What was she going to say? That she was hearing whispers? That she saw a shadowy figure in her video? They would think she was crazy. The whispering stopped abruptly. Silence descended upon the apartment, heavier than before.
Breathing heavily.
Ella slowly approached the door, her heart pounding in her ears. She pressed her ear against the cold wood, listening intently.
Whispering. Nothing. Maybe it was just my imagination.
As she turned away from the door, her phone slipped from her grasp and clattered to the floor. She bent down to pick it up, and that's when she saw it.
Gasping. Oh my God.
The shadowy figure from her video. It was standing at the end of the hallway, shrouded in darkness, its eyes glowing an eerie red.
Terrified. No, this can't be happening.
A scream caught in Ella's throat. She stumbled back, her hand reaching for the doorknob. She had to get out of there.
Panicking. I need to get out. I need to get out of here. But the doorknob wouldn't turn. It was as if it was locked from the outside.
Panic surged through her. She rattled the doorknob, but it wouldn't budge. The figure in the hallway began to move towards her, its footsteps silent but menacing.
Oh no.
Ella backed away from the door, her eyes darting around the room, searching for another way out.
The window. It was my only chance.
She raced to the window and fumbled with the latch, her fingers trembling so badly she could barely move them. The figure was getting closer. She could hear its ragged breathing now, feel its cold presence filling the room. Finally, the latch gave way and Ella threw open the window, but as she turned to climb out, she came face to face with the figure. It was closer than she thought. Its eyes, burning red, seemed to bore into her soul.
No.
Ella screamed and fell back, scrambling away from the window. The figure reached out, its long, shadowy fingers brushing against her arm. She could feel the icy cold of its touch seep into her bones.
No.
Ella cried, scrambling back, her eyes never leaving the terrifying figure. It advanced slowly, deliberately, as if savoring her terror. Her phone, still clutched in her hand, buzzed with a new message. It was from the unknown number.
There's nowhere to run, Ella. You're mine now.
Ella hurled the phone across the room. It shattered against the wall, the screen going dark. The shadowy figure was almost upon her. She could feel its cold breath on her face, smell the dust and decay that clung to it.
Please leave me alone.
But the figure didn't respond. It simply reached out, its long fingers closing around her throat. Ella gasped for breath, her vision blurring. She clawed at the figure's hand, but it was no use. Its grip was too strong. As darkness closed in around her, she saw a flicker of something in the figure's eyes, a strange sense of triumph, and then everything went black. The next morning, a new video appeared on Ella's YouTube channel. It was titled "The Last Message." The video showed Ella sitting at her desk, her face pale and lifeless. Standing behind her, a hand on her shoulder, was the shadowy figure. Its red eyes glowed brightly in the darkness. The video ended with a title card. "The haunting continues."